Hey guys, yeah, it's Monarch Masters. I got another deck video. I know it's been a while. Yeah, so, lad's awesome. And, Formula Monarchs today. We got 3 Caius, my proxy Caius, because I need to buy one more. 2 Raiza, there should be 3. I need another one, so I ran a Thestalos today. Oh, and by the way, I went to the London Regionals in Ontario today. I didn't do too bad. It was my first Regionals, and I just made the deck the night before around 11 o'clock, so I didn't do too bad. We got Dark Dust Spirit, 2 Mobius, 2 Lad. I really like 2 Mobius because it lets me hit those, the Solemn Warnings, and the Deep Prisons, and the Bottomless that everybody seems to have. Yeah, so if somebody hits you with Bottomless, the effect still goes through, which is really nice. And 2 Lad is... I brought Lad out so many times today, and everybody... I brought Lad out against the one kid who was running Karakuri Plants, and he scooped. So it was pretty good. Yeah, Ronintoadin for the frogs, 2 Treeborn, because 3 is too many, 2 FishBorgs, 2 Swap Frogs, and a Dupe Frog. And my engine for this is the Genex engine. And I find this really good because it lets you get the extra tuner controller. Well, first of all, this is Genex Undinex2, and you summon them and you pitch an Aqua monster to the graveyard to grab Genex Controller to your hand. And it's really good because it gives you another way to ditch Treeborn or FishBorg, or you know what, even if you need a Ronintoadin in the graveyard, go for it. But yeah, and then he gives you Genex Controller, which you can allure away with Allure of Darkness, or you can make a very, very awesome synchro monster with him, which I will talk to you about later. And then for the final piece of the monsters, 3 Battle Fader. Battle Fader is amazing. Don't run 2, run 3. I played Fish OTK today. And, yeah, round 1, opening hand. 2 Coelacanths, or whatever the hell they're called. He did all his stuff. I used Genex Undinex2, and, yeah, he sends this back to my hand with Bryonic, and then he goes to attack for game, and I go, no. And I controller his little 5-star water monster guy. And yeah, it was a big bunch of bullshit that I did to him, but I won the first round. Took 30 minutes because the sack drew 2 Coelacanths in the opening hand and did the same thing again next turn, where I dropped another Battle Fader on him when he went to attack for game. It was really good. And then game 2, we side, you know, he starts off with another Coelacanth. So I had something played. I can't remember what it was, but he sent him back to my hand again with Bryonic and attacked, and I had a Battle Fader, so I dropped Battle Fader and did the same shenanigans with Econ. And I destroyed all shit and attacked. It was great. Yep, so play 3 of these, and that's the monsters. Okay, so these are the spells. Best card in the deck. Combos. Amazing with Treeborn Frog is Enemy Controller. Econ's awesome. You have to run 3. You special summon Treeborn. Chain this to the summon. Take one of their monsters. And then Treeborn goes to the graveyard and comes back because it's still standby phase. You got free monster. You can sack their monster. You can synchro with it. You can just poke at them for game with the monster. It's really great. And then I run 2 Soul Exchange. I don't run the 6 thing where you go 3 Econ and 3 Soul Exchange, because that's too much. So no, bad. But yeah, don't run 3 Soul Exchange. It's I don't know, like, you can if you want to. Everybody has their preferences and their techs, but I find that Soul Exchange clogs your hand way too much at 3, like ridiculously too much. I didn't tech this from today either. I had 2 in there. I know from experience from previous Monarch decks that 3 is too much. 2 is good in this deck. Because you run an extremely lot of tribute monsters, but as soon as you get your Treeborns in the graveyard and yourself set up at like turn 2 or 3, these aren't really needed. So if I got myself good with Treeborns in the graveyard and Monarchs in my hand, I will actually just ditch this for FishBorg instead of another useful card I might have to leave. But yeah, and then we run 2 MST because MST is good, 1 book because you have to, a pot of Avarice to get your Monarchs and your Formula Synchrones back. You have to run this because when you run out of Formula Synchrones, you go fuck. Yeah, I think the one game I played 5 Formula Synchrones in one game. It lasted like 30 minutes. It was against the Fish OTK guy. And he didn't like that. And then you got Monster Reborn. And then Foolish Burial, 1 for 1. And I run Allure of Darkness because you've got enough darks that you can, and Genex Controller isn't always needed. If you've got a really good opening hand and you go Undyne, pitch Treeborn, get Controller, and you've got a pretty well set up hand and you have Allure, you go Allure, draw 2, and you're pretty good. So yeah, that's the spells. And I only run 2 traps. I don't run Treacherous or anything, or any of the water art. I run 2 traps done, not 3. I like this. You draw it, I wouldn't say a lot, but you draw it enough. And the reason I run 2 traps done is because you set it when you end, and then your opponent does whatever he needs to do, and then on your turn you chain it to your draw phase, and they can't activate their warnings or their bottomless or whatever they need to activate to get rid of your Monarchs because of this. And then since you change it during your draw phase, you can still bring out Treeborn, so it's not a big concern to the whole Treeborn factor. So yeah, it's really consistent with all these. And yeah, and then I got the synchros for you. Hey guys, okay, so yeah, for synchros, we run 3 Formula Synchrones because it's Formula Monarchs, and it's a really great card. Special summon it, draw a card. I call it the Formula Sack card because it seems like almost every time you draw a card with this, or somebody draws a card with this, you get fucked over. So, you know, yep. And then it's pretty basic after that. Thought Ruler, Archfiend, Black Rose, and then Gaia Knight. Gaia Knight is the shit. Yeah, 2600. See that? 2600 attack. But yeah, it beats over Stardust, and it's great because it's level 6. So it's perfect. Yeah, Stardust can't do anything when you destroy it by battle. So don't underestimate this guy. Have him in your side deck if you don't already. If not, why? Well, that's the only question I have for you. And then we got a Bryanak, a Colossal, and double Catasser today. I only had one of these, and there was more than one time when I needed this one, the second one, that I did not have in my extra deck. And yeah, so now I run 2. I took out an Ancient Fairy Dragon and put it in the side deck because that card is needed, but I feel like I need this game 1 more because I can always side in Ancient Fairy Dragon against Dragoonides and Gravekeepers, because other than that, it's pretty useless. And we got double Startard, the big bitch dragon. And yeah, I love Startard. It's great. Stardust is amazing. You kind of get him on a lock because there's not a whole bunch they can do when you get Stardust on the field. And I was running 3, but I had to drop 1 for Shooting Star. You use you use Formula Synchron and Stardust to bring this guy out. And he's the shit. I never got him out today though. I never had the chance to bring out a Formula while I had Stardust on the field. Every time I brought out a Stardust, it seemed to get compulsed or depresent today. And every time Stardust would stay on the field for a long period of time, I had no more Formula Synchrons left. Because I spam those fuckers like crazy. And I am constantly syncing with my Monarchs. So yeah, it's That you have to have this card. If you don't have the card and you want to play, go buy the tin. So, yeah, you need that card for this deck. And then the last synchro I run is Locomotion R Genex. And if you guys don't know what this does, it's a level 9 synchro. And it's dark. And you need a Genex monster and a non-tuner dark monster to bring it out. And it's 9 stars. So it works perfectly with Caius and Genex Controller. It's 2500 beat stick, so you know they can't punch it with Stardust or anything. And the best part about this card is when it's synchro summoned, or yeah, when it's synchro summoned, you take, it's like a relinquished. You take their highest attack point monster, except it doesn't go as an equip card down here. You just get it on your side of the field. You don't have to give it back next turn. You get it. I had somebody, he had me in a Thought Ruler, Stardust bullshit kind of thing, and I managed to get Locomotion out, and it was really, really nice. And I took his Thought Ruler and attacked Stardust, gained 25. I think it was at 10,300. Yeah, 10,300 life points by then, and then yeah, I just punched for 25, so it was great. Yeah, those are the synchros. Run Formula, run Gaia, run Stardust, run Shooting. Okay, so yeah, those were the synchros.